Welcome back to my channel. I'm Takesha LaFave. This video is about 10 reasons why I hated trucking. I drove trucks for 5 years. I hope this information helps someone out there who is either trucking or about to start trucking or thinking about trucking. This is just my opinion. This is what I went through for 5 years, and let me dive right in. Number one, so when you start driving trucks, they just give you a truck. They don't care if you're a smoker, non-smoker, which I feel like they should somewhat value that, but they don't care. So number one, I hate it when the steering wheel smell like cigarettes, because honestly, smoking, whether people notice or not, smoking, it gets in your skin. Our skin is the biggest organ on our body, and I hate when truckers, they try to do a pretty good job with cleaning out the trucks, but sometimes people be moving too fast and they be leaving stuff in them. I did not like that at all. I really wish companies offered non-smoker and smoker trucks. I know that's too picky, but it is what it is. Okay, we're on number three. It's a dangerous job and you have idiots driving. So not only do you have to drive for you have to drive for other people. And when I tell you, every time I went to Ohio, it was always something weird going on. If you watch The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God, he always make a joke saying the craziest people in America are either from Ohio or Florida, and he's not lying. It's just always some weird stuff happening. Like for example, I was driving the middle lane. I wasn't going slow, but I wasn't going fast. That's what the middle lane is for, to go like a medium speed. All of a sudden, a trucker passes me in the fast lane and gets in front of me and starts slowing all the way down. And then when I try to go around him, he'll block me. And so this went on for, I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes. I just got on the exit just so I could get away from him, so he could just, keep driving forward and get off the exit and continue driving. When I say I hated Ohio, but that's another video for another day. Another reason why I hated driving trucks was because my company would send me to predominantly white areas in America. And then every time they would send me to a predominantly white area, I really would not have service. And we all know what happens when black people be around a lot of white people. I really don't want to make this a racist situation because I'm still alive, I'm still here, but it's uncomfortable. I remember one time my company sent me to Harrisonville, Arkansas, and I did not know that there was a sundown town. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't even know what a sundown town is or that they still exist. If you don't know what a sundown town is, pause this video and go look it up. I'm not going to explain it, but I think I was picking up water. When I made it to the town, I had service, but when I went into some woods to get to this particular warehouse, I ain't had no more service, and I just felt uneasy. And it was like the height of the pandemic, and I passed the Dollar General on my way to the warehouse. I was looking for some Lysol. So when I left that warehouse, I parked across the street from a Dollar General because it was enough room for my truck and trailer to fit. When I went in that Dollar General, it wasn't nothing but white people, and they were looking at me like, what are you doing here? But they didn't say nothing. They just was staring. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe they just ain't seen a black person in a long time. I don't know, but I really hated when my company sent me to predominantly white areas. I felt super uncomfortable, hated it. If you're a trucker out there, if you're a black trucker, please be careful because sundown towns are real. When you go to certain places, white people will tell you, hey, you don't need to be here when the sun go down, period. I wrote this list a long time ago, and I really don't know why I put small truck stops. The only thing I can think of is limited spacing. Is really no resources. I don't know why I put small truck stops. I hate small truck stops. I love big ass truck stops. I'm talking about where you can pretty much park anywhere. That's probably why, yeah. I hate small truck stops because it's harder to find somewhere to sleep at. Reason number 6, I hate city runs. And this may sound a little salty, but when I was living near Memphis, I asked my company, who I was with for 4 years, I asked them, I said, and I think at the time it was like I was 2 years in. I asked them, I said, can I be a city run? Can I be a city driver? They told me no. I'm like, okay. Then all of a sudden, when the pandemic hit, they had 2 city drivers out of nowhere. So when I would go to these other states, my company would try to make me do a city run. And I'm like, no, y'all have city drivers for that. My company, they'll do this thing where, and I think all companies do this. Now, all companies don't do this. So my company, before I could pick up my load and go wherever I need to go, they would tell me to go pick up this load and put it at the drop lot so that the city driver can take this load where it needs to go. And I can't lie, I got pissed off about it because you go deny me to do a city run so I could be at home in my bed for my mental every day. But when I go to these bigger cities, you want me to do a city run for the city driver and then pick up my load. That's why I quit my job that I had been working at, my first trucking job that I had been working at for 4 years, because they had me messed up. Woo! Number 7. This is kind of petty. Sending ETAs and PTAs. So in trucking, you have to send when you're going to arrive at a certain shipper. And when I say I hated that, because I can't predict the future. Yeah, I can kind of time it, but I don't know what the weather gonna be like. I don't know if it's gonna be a horrific traffic jam. Trucking is unpredictable. I hated doing it. Like, and then because when you tell them you gonna be there at a certain time and you don't be there, they get a little irritated. They don't trip a lot of times because they give you a long time to get there, but I hated trying to tell my company what time I was gonna be there. I don't know. I hated it with a passion. And it may be kind of petty, but that's just me, my personal preference. Number 8, I hated newly constructed warehouses. Hated it. I remember one time I was somewhere in Indiana and they had just built the Amazon and I had to deliver forklifts. Me and my coworker, he was in a whole nother truck. We riding around following each other and the GPS kept taking us back to this same address that wasn't working. So he finally flagged me down and pulled me over and he called our dispatchers and they led us there on the phone. I just hate new construction because it wastes time like this. Like, we was driving around, I know, for 30 minutes looking for this place. Yeah, we ended up finding it, but I hate new construction. Just give me a building that's been there since 1920 and let me go on about my business. Number 9, I hated how nasty these states be about truck parking. And I get it, 18-wheelers, they will mess up your lawn, they will mess up they'll tear up anything that's in his way. But I remember one time, I was on the outskirts of Nashville. Now, you already know Nashville, they a little racist. But they didn't know I was black, so that's not a part of the equation. I parked, I don't know where I was at, but I parked like on a exit. Y'all, I woke up, somebody was laying on, like, somebody stopped beside my truck. This is my truck. And this is my truck. This is my truck. And somebody stops right beside my truck and lays on the horn. And you could tell, like, they were getting ready to go to work. Everybody who came by, they just kept blowing. And I'm like, y'all really do? Tennessee does not like truckers. Tennessee is anti-trucking. Tennessee hates truckers because they don't have enough room. To be honest, they don't have enough parking space. I hated Nashville. I do not want to go back. Last but not least, I hated when I would be on vacation, and it's a rule in trucking where if you leave the truck for more than 10 days, you have to get all of your stuff out of the truck, which I understand because you just never know what may happen within those 10 days. But it was one year I took a 10-day vacation, and when I came back to my truck, it hadn't been moved. All of my stuff really could have stayed there, but I understand it's a liability because somebody could have went in the truck and took all my stuff. I get that. But moving in and out of a truck, that's too time consuming. Sitting here looking at my list, all of this is kind of petty, but I don't care because I really hated trucking. I'm not in it no more, but it's just stuff that I didn't like. It's truckers out there that wouldn't even drive certain color trucks, so I'm pretty sure my list isn't as petty. A bonus that I didn't like, and this may be too personal, but when my period come on, I love to be in my personal bathroom. And you know, for the lady truck drivers, sometimes your pad moves around and blood gets on your panties. I like to hand wash my panties before I put them in the washer. I just hated being on the road and I couldn't get to a sink or whatever right when I needed to. I don't want to put my panties in a public sink. So that's another thing that I didn't like. If you're a truck driver or former truck driver, let me know what you don't like about trucking, or just let me hear y'all thoughts about what I don't like about trucking. And thanks for coming, and I'll see you next time.